It's still not clear.
Chuck, it'll work out so well. You will be so happy. In 4 years, you're going to be interviewing me, and you're going to say, what a great job you've done, President Trump.
Donald Trump on NBC's Meet the Press this past Sunday telling a skeptical Chuck Todd that the Trump immigration plan will work. Of course, Mr. Trump introduced his plan for immigration reform over the weekend, and the critics are already attacking it, but it seems the American people are sticking with Mr. Trump. According to the latest CNN poll, Trump continues to lead the crowded pack of 17. You see him there at 24%. Jeb Bush in second place with 11%, 9% for Dr. Ben Carson. Well, for more, let's bring in our panel. Joining us from Newsmax, Washington, Senior Advisor for the Brent Scowcroft Center on International Security and Chairman of the Killowain Group, it's Harlan Ullman. And Skyping in from my old stomping grounds in Phoenix, Arizona, the news director for the Tea Party News Network, Scottie, Nell, Hughes. Harlan, let's begin with you. Critics say the Trump plan is not workable, yet you see Trump continuing to lead in the CNN poll. How would you react to that?
I think that's correct. Donald Trump and to a degree Bernie Sanders are political phenomena. There's a huge degree of anger and distrust and disillusionment with government, and both Sanders and Trump have captured that and are leading in the polls. Well, even though I believe that Donald Trump's policies are not serious and his immigration policy is unworkable, untenable, and not viable, still, he is a very serious candidate, and nobody should dismiss that. And the deeper he wants to reach into his pockets to use money to support his campaign, the more serious he is going to be. But at this stage, I think Mr. Trump has to get more serious about his policy prescriptions and base them more on reality than on vision.
Well, Scottie, Nell, you hear Harlan's take on it. What's your take?
No, Harlan's he's exactly correct. What the old school policy, Trump's policies will not work in Washington, D.C., hence why he is so popular. Washington, D.C. is broken. Find me someone that would actually sit there and say that D.C. is working for us. No one outside of the Beltway thinks that's happening, and I think people within D.C. actually feel that way. And what is so not workable about Trump's policies? The truth is, the majority of his policies are bits and pieces that other candidates are talking about. Santorum, Huckabee, even Jeb Bush, different parts. The difference is you've got Donald Trump saying he's going to back it up, and he's actually showing the backbone to put some action behind his words.
And, of course, there are critics out there. South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham, also hoping to win the Republican nomination, was in Iowa yesterday at the Iowa State Fair. He told the Des Moines Register that Mr. Trump right now is the almighty Oz, saying, quote, I think the more he exposes himself, putting forward solutions that are unworkable, the charm begins to fade after a while when you realize there's nothing behind the curtain. Now, Harlan, there are those who say leadership has to go something like this: lead, follow, or get out of the way. Setting up a vision and setting up goals in and of itself is not unrealistic, is it?
No, not of course. It's not unrealistic. And I agree with Scottie. Government here is badly broken. We suffer from failed and failing government. That is incontrovertible. The question is, what can we do to fix it? Now, first of all, I disagree with Mr. Trump saying, I'm going to make America great again. I believe America actually is quite great, but America could be greater if we deal with the problems domestically and internationally.
I would be remiss if I didn't get to this topic. Final 30 seconds for you, Scottie, Nell. You know, Trump seems to get in trouble. Well, maybe not in trouble, but he has these personal feuds going. Now he's calling on Fox News to fire pollster Frank Luntz, and that feud is heating up. Could Trump hurt his standing with voters by taking on Fox yet again? 20 seconds, Scottie, Nell.
Absolutely not, because they've tried it before. Like you said, he's Teflon Don at this point. And the reason why is because he's taking on not only the opposite side, the opposite media, but he's taking on those of us within the conservative media who's been saying for years are basically wolves in sheep's clothing. And that's to a lot of people feel that way about Frank Luntz. And we sit here and we base these beliefs off of these groups that are hand-selected by his firm. And that's not fair and balanced either. So I don't think this is going to hurt him in the end either.
All right, Scottie, Nell, Hughes in Phoenix, Harlan Ullman in Washington. You both have our thanks. Now, the cap that Donald Trump has been wearing on the campaign trail and at various stops with that message, Make America Great Again, well, it's become a sensation. And now you can get your very own Make America Great Again cap, a $25 value, free with this offer. Just pay shipping and handling. Go to newsmax.com/TrumpCap or call 1-800-933-8396. Now, that's a new telephone number, a different one from what has been previously promoted. Again, that number, 1-800-933-8396. Stay tuned. There's lots more Newsmax Prime right after this.